Hello students, today we will discuss about wireless LAN. So wired LAN you already know, right? We discussed about LAN, Ethernet technology, CSMA, CD, different protocols with wireless wired LAN, right? So today we will discuss about what is wireless LAN. So in previous lecture I already discussed about Bluetooth. So you all know what is Bluetooth, and Bluetooth is also a part of this wireless LAN. So one of the wireless LAN technology you already know. Now today I'll discuss basic terminologies about wireless LAN. So as you all know, wireless LAN is fastest growing technology, right? Nowadays in college campus, office building, many public area, they are using wireless LAN. Now we can call as wireless Ethernet also, or Bluetooth, or so many other other names or other protocols are there under that we can conclude under this wireless LAN. So what first of all, what is the IEEE name of wireless LAN? That is 802.11. So uh, uh, whenever we are dealing with this wireless LAN, so many other constraint we have to set, right? First thing is uh, what are the difference between wired and wireless LAN. So whenever we are dealing with wired, cable is important, right? But in wireless, no need of any wired connection, as the name suggests, right? But reliability in wired LAN, reliability is more. Wireless LAN, reliability is less. Next thing is bandwidth. Bandwidth is depends on what kind of bandwidth we want to use, right? So, and next thing is reliability is there. Then speed. Uh, so many other constraints are there. Whenever we are comparing this wired and wireless LAN, I'll share one what I can say difference, proper difference of wired and wireless LAN with you, right? Now, what is this? First of all, whenever we are dealing with this wireless LAN architecture, two types of concept or two types of names are there. First one is BSS. What do you mean by BSS? BSS means basic service set. Means two type of services are there. First one is basic service set that we can call as BSS, and second one is ESS, extended service set. So inside this BSS, basic service set, um, building block of it is a building block of wireless LAN, and it is using AP also, right? AP means what? Access point. So the BSS without an AP is a standalone network and cannot send the data to other BSS. So that we can call as ad hoc network. So here you can see that ad hoc network, right? BS, BSS network means basic service set network without an AP. Here access point is not there, right? No access point or no specific point that can connect all the devices, right? So that we can call as ad hoc network, means temporary basis we are creating the network. And a BSS with AP, that we can call as infrastructure network, right? So this is a proper wired LAN, but if I use AP here, then we can call as it is a infrastructure network, right? Here I already discussed what is AP and what is infrastructure network and what is AP network, right? So it is a wireless LAN. So inside it, one switch is there, and with the switch some other wired internet is also connected, right? And here, whenever I'm dealing with access point, it is, I can call as infrastructure network, means through access point I am connecting to other devices, right? Now, you means basic difference you all know, right? What is BSS and what is extended service point, right? Second thing, what is extended service point? What is the exact definition of extended service point? It means whenever we are using more than one, two or more than one BSS with AP, means access points. At that time, we can call as extended service set. Means more than one network we are connecting, and whatever we are using for connection, that we can call as distributed system or for connection purpose we are using wireless, right? Wired structure. So BSS are connected through distributed system, which is usually a wired LAN. And whenever I'm dealing with extended service set, two types are there. First one is mobile station, and second one is stationary station. As the name suggests, mobile station means what? The station is moving, right? Whatever station are there, that is moving continuously. So that we can call as a mobile station, and stationary means station are permanent, right? After that, I want to discuss MEC sublayers. How many sublayer are there, and what are the architecture are there, right? So basic service set I already discussed, that infrastructure BSS is there, and ad hoc BSS, right? Without access point, if I'm constructing a network, then I can call as ad hoc BSS. This is extended BSS, means so many other BSS, more than two BSS. If I am connecting through one distributed system, then I can call as extended service set, right? What are the MEC sublayers which we are using whenever we are dealing with this wireless LAN, right? So two sub layer are there. First one is DCF and second one is PCF. So what is DCF? Distributed coordination function, and PCF means point coordination function. So this is the exact frame format or layer format of MEC layer, right? So what you can observe from this figure, first one is on physical layer, so many 802.11 are working, right? Now next one is PCF on next layer. As a part of MEC layer, PCF and DCF is working, right? And on that LLC sub layer is working. Inside the LLC, IEEE 802.1 is working, right? Now one by one, I'll discuss what do you mean by DCF, or what is the functionality of this DCF layer, what is the functionality of PCF, right? So whenever we will deal with distributed coordination function, or I can say DCF, it is two protocols are defined, right, inside the MEC layer. First one is DCF and PCF. So DCF uses CSMA-CA as the access method. So what do you mean by CSMA-CA? That I already discussed, means uh, carrier sensing multiple access with collision avoidance, right? So here I am using CSMA-CA. Inside the wireless LAN, we are not using CSMA-CD. Why we are not using CSMA-CD? For that, three reasons are there. First one is for collision detection. If station send the data and receive the collision signal, then it is a costly. So that's why we are not using CSMA CD. Next reason is here we are facing, whenever we are dealing with wireless LAN, at that time we are facing hidden station problem. And third problem is the distance between station can be great, right? Because here we are dealing with wireless LAN. So some fading problem may be occur, right? So that's why here we are not using CSMS-CD inside this distributed coordination function. We are using CSMS-CA only, means collision avoidance. So what is the main functionality of DCF function? uh, First one is what are the exchange time, what is the flow control. That is the main functionality of this DCF function, right? Now from this figure, what you can conclude, right? So first DI, what do you mean by this DIFC and SIFC, right? That I'll discuss. What is this RTC, what is this CTC, right? So if you go through that stop and wait protocol, then it is similar to that stop and wait protocol. So first of all, what is that what is RTS, right? RTS means request. RTS, what is the full form of RTS? RTS means request. For requesting purpose we are using this RTS, and CTS means what? For getting the data we are using the CTS, right? So RTS means what? Request to send, and CTS means what? Clear to send, right? So basically, first of all, what is this DIFS? The full form of DIFS is distributed interframe space. So after that bake off time, if the source wants to transmit something, then after that bake off time, it will check that okay, station is idle or not, right? So after that wake off time, DIFS time, till DIFS time it will wait. That after the DIFS time also, if the station is idle, then it will send the RTS to destination, right? RTS means what? Request to send. So basically it is asking the destination that okay, if I want to send the data, is it okay if I'll send, right? Now at the at the destination side, it will uh, check, it will wait for SIFS. What do you mean by SIFS? SIFS means short interframe spaces. Means destination station will wait for that time. After that it will send clear to send, means okay, I am not doing any transaction, right? So you can currently send the data, right? Now after that, again it source will wait for DIFS time, and then it will send the data, right? And after SIFS time at the destination side, it will send the acknowledgement. So this is a basic communication as we go through in stop and wait ARQ. Likewise, here also basic communication is happening. But some DIFS, RTC, some different terms are there, right? So DIFS means distributed interface space. SIFS means short interframe spaces, and after that, RTS means request to send, clear to send, right? So before sending any data in wireless LAN, they first synchronize, or they'll first ask if destination said okay, it is clear from my side, then and then it will send the data, right? Now if you carefully observe here, what is this NAV? First of all, NAV means network allocation vector. So whenever, let's say, other station want to transmit data at a time, right? Means two sources want to transmit data to destination at that time, it will wait for DAV time. DAV means what? That shows how much time must pass before this station are allocated to check the channel for idleness, right? So before this DIFS, sometime the channel is idle, means no one is transmitting, no one is receiving, and no one is detecting also, right? So that time we can call as NAV, means network allocation vector. Now inside this PFS, I already discussed, right? Two DCF and PCF, two types are there. Inside this PCF, first of all, what do you mean by PCF? Point coordination function. So it is an optional method that can be implemented in the infrastructure network. I already discussed what do you mean by infrastructure, right? Whenever we are using AP at that time, it is an infrastructure. So it is an implementation on top of the DCF, right? It is clear in this figure that it is implemented on the top of DCF and used mostly for time sensitive transaction, right? Now if you carefully observe over here, then I'll discuss a frame format, right? Frame format of uh, frame format of wireless LAN, right? So first of all, what we discussed till now, what are the wireless LAN? After that, what are the types of wireless LAN? Then after that, what do you mean by AP? And what do you mean by ad hoc network? What do you mean by infrastructure network? uh, in access control, why we are using only CSMLC and not CSMLCD. Now after that, hidden station problem that I'll discuss later on. Basic definition of wireless LAN extended service. Next, sublayer. What are the sublayers that works on a wireless LAN that I discussed? What is a CSMSE and NAV mechanism in wireless LAN? After that, I'll discuss frame format of wireless LAN. As you can see over here, so many fields are there inside this frame format. So first field is FC. FC means frame control field. So it is a 2 byte long bit and byte of the frame. It is a type of the frame, and some control information is there inside this FC, right? So what kind of control information is there? Protocol version, type, subtype. To DC means defined letter bit is there. From DC means defined letter. This is also defined letter bit. More flag, retrieve. So many different fields are there inside this FC, right? It is a 2 byte, but small bits are there for representation of what are the frame control things are right. Next one is D. What is this D? Duration of the transmission that is used to set the value of NAV, right? So what are the duration of transmission for NAV? NAV means what? I already discussed, right? Network allocation vector means for how much time our system is or channel is idle, right? That we can call as NAV. After that, address. So for address field is used, each of is 6 bytes. So addressing purpose, we are using this address 1, address 2, because here we if we want to send more than if we want to send data to more than one station so for that purpose I am using address 1, 2, 3, 4. So many means basically 4 address I am using over here, right? Next, SC. SC means what? Sequence control. So it is used for sequencing control or sequence number purpose, right? After that, frame body payload, right? So whatever data or information we want to send, that we are using inside this frame body. And after that, FCS is there. What do you mean by FCS? It is used for uh, correction purpose, error correction. Mostly CRC 32 error detection technique is used inside this FCS. Now, two type of frame types. What are the frame types are there? This is the basic frame type. Whenever we are dealing with wireless LAN, three frames are there. First one is management frames, second one is control frames, and third one is data frames. Now, what are the addressing mechanism we are using? That I'll discuss here. If you carefully observe here, to DC from DC. So two DC field we were using, right, inside this frame format. If you carefully observe, right, two DC from DC, right, one bit. Now, what is what it will represent? That I'll show you. If two DC and from DC is 0, 0, first case, right? If both are zero, then uh, okay, 2DC and from DC 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. Four cases are there. Through this figure, I'll explain, right? First case is 0, 0, right? Means both are zero. Then what it will represent? The frame is not going to distributed system. It is not coming to distributed system. Then the frame is going to one station in the BSS to another without passing through the distributed system, right? So it is going through one BSS station to another BSS station without passing any AP, right? So that is 0, 0. First case. If 2DS and from DS is 0, 0, then without any access point, only two BSS is transmitting. Now, second case I'll consider in that 0, 0, 1 is there, right? So 2DC is 0 and from DC is 1. Then what it will represent? Okay, here 2DC is 0 and from DC is 1, right? Then this frame is this frame is coming from a distributed system and coming from an AP and going to a station. If you carefully observe here, it is coming from an AP and going to one station. This is a second scenario. Now, in third scenario, 1, 0 is there, then exactly opposite of it, this frame is coming from a station and going to AP, right? And now, if both is 1, 1, then this case in this case which distributed system is also wireless, right? Everything is wireless and frame is going from an one AP to another AP. If both access point wants to transmit at that time, we are using this mechanism, right? 2, 1 means all data is 1, 1. 2DS and from DS is 1, 1 we are using, right? Now, hidden terminal problem I haven't discussed, that I'll discuss first. Means whenever we are dealing with this wireless LAN, two problems are there. First one is hidden terminal and second one is exposed terminal problem. So what do you mean by hidden terminal problem? If you carefully observe this figure, then you can say here wired connection is not there, right? So all the systems are connected wireless, right? So here, let's say A is there and some range of A is there, right? And B and C are neighbors of A. Now, station C don't know about station B. Let's say station A wants to transmit something to station B, okay, successfully sent. Now station B also wants to transmit something to station A. Some transaction is going on between station B and station A. Now, in between, station C will not know that okay, some station B is also there in the range of station A, right? So that's why what station C will do, it will directly transmit a RTC, means request to send bit to station A, right? So some transaction between A and B is already going on, and C is interacting, right? And with some request to send bits. Then this kind of problem we can call as hidden terminal problem. Then A will not successfully receive any data, right, from B or from C. From C it is getting the data, and from B it is getting the data, and from C it is C is requesting data, right? So what exactly happened at station A? Some hidden station C is not know about station B, and station B is also not know about station C. So this kind of problem we can call as hidden terminal problem, right? So this will create a collision at station A. So this is also not a good practice, or this is the one of the problem of wireless LAN. And second problem is exposed terminal problem. Means what exposed terminal problem means? If you carefully observe here, and let's say four stations are there, A, B, C, D, right? Now here same problem is there, hidden terminal problem is already there, but another problem is also there, that let's say station A and station B are transmitting something successfully. They are transmitting the data, right? So RTS is sent from station B, and CTS is also sent from station B. Now at the same time C and D are also transmitting the data successfully, but once the transmission between C and D is over, after that let's say C is requesting something to station A. So at the time the data is going to both the side, right? So that kind of problem I can call as hidden terminal exposed station problem. If C sends, the collision would occur in this area, right? Now C can send to D because in this area no collision is there, right? So C and D can separately send the data, receive the data, no problem. But whenever A and B is sending successfully, in between if C will request something or data is transmitting in both the direction, at that time problem will occur. So that kind of problem we can call as exposed station problem. So this is all about wireless LAN. I hope you are not having any doubts in this session. If you have any doubt, you can contact me immediately, okay? In next class I'll discuss only 2 3 topics are remaining in our data communication. So in next class I'll discuss it, okay? Thank you.